So this episode starts off with Cozy Glow flying around the school and helping out the students. Don't know who Cozy Glow is? Well, she smiled evilly at the end of one episode that made everyone in the community collectively scream,
"Red flag!"
But truthfully, she's doing a pretty good job, so much that Twilight can't help but sing her praises.
Cozy, that's amazing! You're like my right hoof pony. I don't know what I'd do without you.
Have Spike do it? Your actual best assistant? The one who competed for your love against an owl? But then we cut to the Rainbow Factory. For the sake of your sanity, don't Google that. Where we see the kids on a field trip, and our walking a wizard did it trope Starlight Glimmer has allowed the kids to walk on clouds.
Yona not scared. No, Yona's scared! My little pony.
Well, that was a way to transition into the opening theme.
It's okay, Yona. You like flying, remember? Flying, not falling.
Alright, that settles it.
I don't understand. It's like my spell stopped working. That's never happened before.
Having standards sucks. So, like responsible adults, they are upfront about the accident.
But I'm sure it's nothing to worry about, Starlight. Maybe you did your spell wrong.
Really? You're suggesting someone who, frankly, eclipses you on magic is doing it wrong? And you haven't figured out 8 seasons later that things out of the ordinary usually spell something awful about to happen?
You are the dumbest smart person I have ever met in my life.
I didn't drop that book.
Maybe you did your spell wrong?
Maximum sass! So it looks like everyone's magic is suddenly failing. They start brainstorming and think it might be Tirek because he eats magic.
Spike, what's wrong?
Thanks. I've never had a letter get stuck before.
He almost died! See that? Spike nearly suffocated by magic email and he's so nonchalant about it. I really think we should reevaluate this method of communication, lest it come out the wrong end next time. Enjoy the mental images. So they go to Chancellor and find they have 3 days to figure out what's going on, else she turns back into a mermaid. No, wait, they have to repay a debt to Sykes. No, wait, they have to build a boat for the gods. No, wait, they'll be killed by tumors. No, wait, I got pages of this.
When the sun sets on the 3rd day, the magic in our world will be gone. Forever.
Wow, the tone of that voice did not complement that animation. Either match the tone to the overly dramatic visuals, or match the visuals to the deathly serious tone. I mean, I know Celestia is a crappy actress, but they might be hammering that in a bit.
Has any pony checked on Tirek?
You mean the big red scary centaur who eats magic? Why would we want... Oh, right.
All hail Pinky! A much better vehicle for exposition than Twilight!
We'll go.
Oh, no. Not without us, you... Wait. Did you say we?
I finally learned that it's okay to count on your friends for help.
Finally! After treating them like the plague in The Mare and the Moon, thinking them as unnecessary in Return of Harmony, ditching them in A Canterlot Wedding, egregiously misunderstanding the point of Celestia's assignment in the Crystal Empire, hiding from her friends in Twilight's Kingdom, and treating them like idiots in the MLP movie, guess what?
That's right, he can be taught!
Kinda surprised this is the moment where it all sinks in, but hey, I guess the thickest of skulls can be cracked with enough emotional blunt force trauma.
Maybe I should just close the school and send my students home?
Would you go save Equestria already?
You have tea with Cthulhu this evening. Either you save Equestria, or we have to cancel your 6 o'clock.
Don't forget the sandwiches. I marked 2s as 2s just in case. Starlight can't stand mustard.
Mustard? Don't let's be silly.
So Twilight and the others leave on their world-saving quest and leave Starlight in charge of the school. Only for Cozy Glow to suddenly tell the students that she's in charge. Apparently, Starlight left a note saying she was going to go help Twilight.
Like, why'd she change her mind? Why did Starlight write a note instead of say goodbye to us herself?
Okay, best new young 6. Sorry, Yona, you have fallen out of favor, perhaps forever.
Oh, Smolder, you forget. We're not scheming dragons. We're ponies.
Is that also a red flag?
Crimson.
Yeah, not pony either. If Smolder get homework, Yona get homework.
That thing's probably gonna break by the end of this. We then cut to Rarity punishing herself for her forced behavior in The End in Friend.
Have you tried using your tail to shoo them away?
Bite your tongue. It's for decorative purposes only.
Like the rest of your character.
Hey! I didn't know we packed green cupcakes. We didn't. They must have gone bad without magic to keep them cold.
Pinkie uses her magic to turn her tail into a refrigerator?
It's Pinkie Pie, don't question it.
But wait a minute, Star Swirl said in that letter that unicorn magic fails on the first day, and magical abilities from everyone else don't fail until the end of the second. We see that Rainbow Dash can still manipulate clouds with her magic, but Pinkie's magic has already failed? Either the episode forgot its own continuity, or there's something deeper about Pinkie that we don't know yet. Is there a very flexible horn hiding behind that fluff? So we cut back to the school where everyone seems to be hunky-dory with their new substitute principal.
Cozy Glow gave our class tickets to a Sapphire Shores concert in Ponyville tonight.
You get the feeling Cozy's trying too hard to make us like her?
Also, the main six have made it to the gates of Tartarus, but can't get in without magic, and have no idea what to do.
How about this? The key of unfettered entrance.
Convenient!
Where did you find this, Spike?
In the bag of lazy plot devices.
Cozy Glow must have packed it for you.
She really did think of everything.
And none of you had the foresight to open the gate without magic? Do you also require magic to power your brain cells? So they get into Tartarus and find some monstrously familiar faces. The cockatrice from Stairmaster, the Chimera from Some Pony to Watch Over Me, the Bugbear from Slice of Life, even the Manticore from the second episode. It makes you wonder, who put them there? Was it Celestio? Was it someone else? Was it that secret agent guild that was mentioned in Slice of Life? How did they find them? Why are these creatures banished to Tartarus? Because they tried to hurt some of the main six? Why the Manticore? He wasn't evil. I'm genuinely curious as to why these creatures were targeted and put into cages. Meanwhile, PETA's drooling at the mouth, wondering when they can get to euthanize them all. Also, we got a pretty decent fake out, as it appears that Neighsay has returned.
That won't be necessary. Twilight's folly stops here. As of now, I am head stallion.
Says who? Wasn't the whole thing regarding school days that Twilight School operates without EEA accreditation or oversight? This isn't a capture the flag game. He has no authority to stake this claim. But then we meet Tirek. Boy, this thing jumps around a lot. And he's just as slimy and spooky as ever.
We want answers, Tirek. Magic is disappearing from Equestria.
I know. What a waste of such delicious power.
I ate your magic with some fava beans and a nice Chianti.
With Equestria under attack, ponies must stand together. Twilight has endangered us all by skipping off on friendship trips while these dangerous creatures run loose.
Yes! Twilight has endangered us all by... trying to fix the problem?
You are made of stupid.
From now on, this school is pony only, as nature intended.
I think I threw up a little. So they're thrown in chains, pretty sure that violates several child abuse laws, and he threatens to call their guardians. Yeah, because that's totally not going to seriously backfire when they arrive. Did you not think that one through? So, a despicably racist and opportunist authoritarian who's an utter moron in regards to strategy also has a pale complexion and dumb facial hair. Well, time to pull this 2-year-old meme out. He's literally Hitler! So we cut back to the main six, where Tirek reveals that he's been pen pals with the one who's behind the magic disappearance.
Cozy Glow!
How? How did he do that? How did they send letters in Tartarus if it's locked? Even if he was being figurative and Cozy Glow used the key they pulled out of their butts to talk to him, which if that's what they're going for is actually pretty clever, she'd still have to deal with the cockroach's glare turning her to stone. They put some emphasis on that detail. I'm not just being nitpicky for the sake of being nitpicky. Okay, yeah, yes I am. But yes, it appears that this cute little button of a filly is our main villain. With the main six out of the way and Starlight trapped, she has all the room to put her plan into motion. Wait a second, how does Starlight lose to Cozy Glow? The only detail we get is...
Oh, I'm sorry I had to push you in.
How did that work? She's like half her size. You can't just throw a half-assed explanation out there and expect us to just go with it. What is up with these past few seasons of making tiny things contrivedly hyper-dangerous?
You might get some company soon. If I can't make that annoying Neighsay back off!
Whoa! Pump the brakes, Darla Dimple. Speaking of which, yeah, everyone's made the comparison to the villains of Cats Don't Dance, Darla Dimple. And yeah, there are a lot of similarities. Over-the-top facial expressions, petite stature, adorable baby voice, the maniacal scheming, the Shirley Temple curls, it's hard to deny. But anyways, she's explaining all of her evil plans a full day after capturing Starlight apparently, which is going to banish all magic from Equestria, and she's going to become Empress of Friendship?
Friendship isn't magic. Friendship is power. With Twilight and her lackeys out of my way, all of Equestria will bow to me, the future Empress of Friendship!
I'm not sure I follow this plan. I'd very much like to deconstruct it and...
Cozy Glow is behind all of this?
Oh yeah, I forgot this plot jumps around like a demented rabbit. We're back in Tartarus now, apparently.
Training your precious world of magic so she could trap the six of you was inspiring.
This is why I love Tirek. He's incredibly resourceful when he has so little, and he's so spiteful and petty that he'll drag others down to eternal suffering with him. And take a shot at our beloved abused pincushion.
There's 7 of us?
I knew what I said. But we see that Cozy is having trouble removing Neighsay from the narrative, and it's actually really funny to see two villains competing with each other to see who can screw things up more. With this little element of chaos and friction, it creates a lot of tension and makes the story less predictable. And you know, speaking of chaos, where's Discord? But we see the Cutimer Crusaders and Sandbar, who escaped by sucking up to Neighsay, try to get Starlight out.
Sweetie Belle! Help!
Okay, that was actually kind of terrifying. Yeah, she didn't just float in. Sharp hands actually grabbed her face and horn. And yeah, that does make the explanation of Starlight's capture a little believable, but it still begs the question as to why Starlight went down there in the first place. After all, the only ones who knew about this place were the Young Six and Cozy Glow. Okay, what if they showed us this instead? Starlight notices a spark of light coming from the secret passage and goes to investigate. She finds the tree and gets close to try and figure out what it is. She leans in a little too close and Cozy Glow pushes her in. Then we can have the scene of Cozy explaining her plan. After all, Starlight is conscious, she can still reiterate the plan summary to her potential rescuer. This is a classic case of show, don't tell. Don't have Cozy explain to us what happened, let us see it happen. But we cut to subplot C, where the young five are moping about Sandbar pretending to ditch them.
Maybe he just said that so one of us could be free to snoop around and figure out what's going on.
I don't know. That sounds too clever for a pony to come up with.
I changed the chart, but it's broken.
But right now, we gotta get to Chancellor Neighsay. I know he doesn't like non-ponies, but if we tell him what's going on, he'll help.
Yeah, sure about that, dude, bro? Breaking out of confinement where the racist jailer thinks you're the culprit and pinning it on a member of his race? I admire your optimism, but I greatly disparage your strategic thinking. So we cut to Chancellor Neighsay and Cozy Glow giving an announcement to the students, and Neighsay delivers his classic EEA guidelines spiel in a dramatic display. A display that Cozy Glow immediately takes advantage of.
And when you say there won't be any more lessons from the Princess of Friendship at the School of Friendship, I guess you mean that too.
Is this Darla Dimple or Vlad Plasmius?
I have experience, my child.
Yeah, she expertly attacks Neighsay's flimsy takeover and manipulates the entire school to put him in chains. And you totally believe it, which makes her ultimate goal kind of pale in comparison.
You see, if there's one thing I've learned here, it's that friendship is the most powerful thing there is. And as head mayor of the School of Friendship, no pony will have more friends than me, making me the most powerful pony in Equestria!
Yeah, I can think of one particular pony who has more friends than you. She pretty much has a 100% approval rating amongst those that know her. She's been making friends for a long time, and she's so widely known that your tiny school pales in comparison. It's Celestia! You got a few centuries to go before you become a catchy saying, honey.
Celestia knows where. Celestia is my witness. Sweet Celestia!
Just saying. So the CMC tried to distract Cozy Glow, and it surprisingly works, and that allows the Young Six to sneak off. They manage to reach Neighsay, who is clearly not too happy to see them, until they try to help him.
But why?
Now that Nasty Pony met even nastier pony, maybe Nasty Pony not be so nasty.
Ari, is the best character chart working yet?
No, why?
Well, because Yona pretty much said the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Which is kind of weird that they didn't use considering it has the word friend in it. Please tell me it's fixed!
Patience is a virtue!
No, right now it isn't! This is gold! With Chancellor Neighsay free, he uses the EEA medallion, which conveniently still works, to hopefully warp to Princess Celestia and warn her about Cozy Glow. Yeah, hope Celestia believes you. Meanwhile, the main six are still trapped in the dreaded Tartarus, hanging out with some not-so-dreaded creatures. Seriously, these guys are more like cuddly pets than anything else. Well, except for the Chimera. And Tirek.
It means the 6 of you will be trapped here, like me.
7!
I know what I said.
Exactly. It means you're trapped here, forever, with us.
I hadn't thought of it like that.
Really? He switched on a dime that quickly? They haven't really been annoying him that much. In fact, Pinkie Pie annoys him later and we get that gem of a line.
I can do this all eternity.
While I shudder at that fate worse than death and adore the continuity nod to the last roundup, I'm confused as it seems like this was done out of order. That was a lot of emotions. But yeah, Twilight has an idea that requires the cooperation of the creatures. Rarity tames the Cerberus, Fluttershy stirs up a speech, and Pinkie Pie...
More tea, Princess Puddingrod?
does that. And we cut back to the CMC trying to divert Cozy Glow by asking to clean stuff.
Well, actually, you could start right in here.
It looks pretty clean already.
It's like her facial expressions consume the souls of Mr. Bean and the Grinch. But yeah, the Cutie Mark Crusaders are duped by something they pretty much walked into. Still, they managed to distract Cozy long enough for the young six to make it down where Starlight is being held, but she can't speak to them to direct them. Wait, what? She can't speak? Why? There's no reason she shouldn't be able to speak. Is the magic field silencing her? Is the barrier so thick that it blocks all sound? Even so, how does this serve the plot other than giving Cozy a chance to monologue to Starlight in peace? Look, I know I'm nitpicking here, but this camel can't take many more straws!
Destroy the School of Friendship? Oh dear. Chancellor Neighsay was wrong about a lot of things, but I guess he was right about all of you.
So Starlight is silent, so she can't defend the young six from Cozy Glow's accusations? I'll give it a pass because, honestly, Cozy Glow's giving Moriarty a run for his money here. We cut back to the main six who are about to put their plan into motion, which involves the creatures giving their innate natural magic to Twilight to open the door and dividing each of the creatures into their conglomerate animals. So apparently magical fission is a thing, and they were always fused creatures? Is that why they have innate magic? If so, then who did that to them? This is a very interesting development and...
Hopefully we'll be able to turn you all back into your normal, wonderful self soon.
Wait, their combined state is their natural state? But that makes no sense! How would dividing them along those lines unleash that magic if they were naturally like that? How would magical fission even be possible if that was the case? Why would they be divided at that point? Why did Fluttershy have to say that line and throw everything for a loop?
I have so many questions!
Seriously, this single line completely negates an interesting moment, cancels out a lot of potential juicy lore to explore, we get no explanations for it, and it makes it feel like the show canon is being treated with contempt for the sheer sake of plot convenience. Almost like that one moment.
The birth of an alicorn is something Equestria has never seen.
It is beyond even our understanding.
Flurry Heart is the show's kiss of death.
Hi there, folks. Circuit Bite here, and I'm your editor for the evening. Now, the boss man doesn't take kindly to how this scene with the magical fission is handled. I brought him a rebuttal for it while editing, but we didn't have time to change the script by then. That said, he let me host this intervention, so I guess that makes me your theorist for the evening. See, Fluttershy said that the animals will be back to normal in their fused form. Now, when she said normal, she most likely meant it figuratively, as per what these life forms are accustomed to their living. It's still entirely possible that they are fused at some point, but based on how long they remain in that form, they have long gotten accustomed to it to the point where the form is practically considered normal to them. Period-wise, it could have been tens, maybe hundreds of years that they remain that way. For all we know, they could even be potential offsprings to a prior fused creature. As for what that does to their consciousness, notice that they stay put after being split up. This means that the fusion likely caused their consciousness to connect and basically share the same thought process upon separation, thus preventing them from acting hostile towards their counterparts, which is why the snake didn't attack the chicken and the tiger didn't attack the goat. I don't know, maybe I'm just rambling, but my point is that these lifeforms still have inert magic that caused the genetic fusion they always have in the current period, which means it's only logical that Fluttershy wasn't being literal when she called their fused forms normal. So yeah, within the normality context, I don't really have a problem with this scene. Now the real question we should be asking right now is, why is the bugbear half panda? They called it bugbear, it has the proportions of a bear, so why isn't it half bear? Isn't the black coloration supposed to come from it being half bee already? You could have just made it a fusion of a bee and a polar bear and it'd just be as accurate. You can't lump bear and panda together just because they share a mammal kingdom together. They have very distinct biologies. It's like comparing cheetah to leopard. It's wrong! This scene is wrong! The animators are wrong!
So they managed to escape, but time is running out, so much that there's no way the main six can get back to the school on time. We cut back to the young six who are now cornered by Cozy Glow in the school.
It all makes sense. These creatures want magic gone from Equestria because it's the only thing ponies have that they don't.
You know, if you think about it hard enough, Cozy Glow's really shooting herself in the foot here. Let's follow this little line of logic. If the young six are captured or imprisoned following this, wouldn't that make their respective races a little wary? After all, they were very willing to go to war over them being missing in school days. And by draining all the magic in Equestria, Cozy has left the ponies with a serious handicap. It doesn't matter how many friends Cozy has at that point, the dragons at the very least eclipse the ponies in strength and durability. Even if Cozy succeeds in draining all the magic from Equestria, she's effectively dooming Equestria to lose an inevitable war. But I'm just gonna abridge this right now and say that they fight and the magic pulls them in.
Shouldn't we try to save them?
They brought this on themselves. There's nothing we can do.
That doesn't seem very generous or kind.
Yeah. The elements of harmony are very important. They're just not applicable in every circumstance.
Love thy neighbor, but only if they follow your political beliefs. But the power of friendship and pulling lets the young six get out because the Tree of Harmony is a fan of dramatic timing.
It is beyond even our understanding.
Hurry, grab the artifacts! Didn't you say that could destroy the school? But if we don't try, we could lose magic forever.
Well, in for a penny.
So they fix it and everyone gets their magic back. Headshot! The MLP universe is petty and I love it. Starlight is free, the school is saved, and Cozy Glow is clearly not happy about it, just in time for the main six to return. Those death glares Cozy gets after all they've been through give me life, not gonna lie.
Your pen pal, Tirek, told us all about how he helped you suck up all that magic.
But I still don't understand why.
Why? Because friendship is power. You might be the princess of friendship, but as head mayor of this school, I can collect even more friends than you.
Yeah, see, even they don't get her goal. But Cozy Glow is eventually cornered by everyone, and as the royal guards arrest her, I'm just now realizing, wow, a child did this. Overpowered all of Equestria, potentially damaged the entire ecosystem, stripped the powers of every single being in the world, and she almost succeeded. Albeit with the help of a demon, but still perspective. Then the young six seem to be under the impression that they've earned graduation.
Saving Equestria is nice, but I'm afraid it'll take more than one semester to learn all there is to know about friendship.
Celestia knows the amount of times you've screwed things up. So Chancellor Neighsay repents without having to go into a re-education camp, and we get a really great exchange with Twilight.
I suppose true friendship can take a lifetime to understand.
If it were easy to learn, we wouldn't need a school.
You really want public schools to teach government-regulated morality? Your funeral, Comrade Sparkle. And that was school.
We held her off as long as we could.
Oh yeah, I forgot they were there. They ask where Cozy is, and Celestia alludes that Cozy Glow has been taken care of. And we see a child is getting locked up in Tartarus for eternity. I don't know how to feel about this. I would say this is extreme, but then again, she did almost permanently damage Equestria. But she's a child, and the laughing of the ponies as they allude to Cozy give off this really uncomfortable air. They aren't even giving Cozy a chance at redemption? Or are they just waiting for later like they did with Discord? Oh, and speaking of him, do they think she's more dangerous than Discord, who almost wrecked reality twice? She doesn't have any magic other than normal Pegasus magic, but she's still that big of a threat? Does she have anyone who would miss her? Like parents? What do they think about this? Are they even alive? And that evil look at the end. Ugh. Oh yeah, to go back to an earlier point, where was Discord throughout all of this? Just trapped in an alternate chaos dimension where he had no magic to get him out, so he'd probably be stewing in his insanity for eternity if they didn't succeed?
It is beyond even our understanding.
School Raze is nightmare fuel! It did seem very forced in a few places. While the world building was clumsy and confusing, we did get a few new good tidbits to chew on. We also got a lot of growth from many of the characters, especially the young six. They were a constant source of fun throughout this entire episode with great interactions, funny moments, and generally touching dialogue. Cozy Glow is such a wonderful villain. Her faces were amazing, her social engineering is a spectacle, and it's great to see another villain try to warp the concept of friendship. I just wish we didn't need a couple super convenient plot devices to get the full extent of her character. Also, her end goal just doesn't make sense. Yeah, I get that she wants power, but when her methods are so contradictory to her goal, yeah, it kind of weakens her overall presence. Finally, I'm very curious as to where the series is going to go from here, but I'm also a bit worried. The episode clearly established that the Young Six are the next generation's main six, and while I do like them a lot, it makes me wonder what awaits the actual main characters of the show. Their only real motivation was escaping Tartarus, and at the end of the day, it didn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. Seriously, they could have been stuck there for the entire episode and just waited for the Young Six to fix the magic problem. Maybe I'm adverse to so much abrupt change, but it's enough to have me concerned. All in all, a clumsy episode, but I enjoyed it. I'm the Fiery Joker, and...
Alright, I fixed the chart.
Great, let me see!
No, wait, don't touch...
Cut!
They like it big, they like it loud, maybe a little bit jazzy sometimes. Mr. Pussycat, listen to me. You don't have to be good, but you had better be.
Get hot, Mr. Boo.